original site design, but when I started in the industry, we were one of the first firms to really start developing websites in the market. Back then, you know, it was a modem and it was a dial-up, so to get anything to come up was almost impossible. You had to slice home pages into pieces so that they would load in bits. And today you have live video going on websites, so everything has changed. And so it's important to think about the things that affect it. A design too is really changed. Just a few years ago we had smaller sites, now we have full frame because they have to work on multiple forms of devices. And it's just critical that you keep up with the standards. You don't want your website to look dated because you don't want people, again, to have that perception that your product is dated as well. And the story on this one is use of templates and the template trials and tribulations. And what we found is we have a client that we came on board with. They had an existing website and they wanted to add something which should have been relatively simple. It was a video. And they wanted a video running on their homepage, and they had used a template. And templates are built by the developers to do the functions that they want them to do, and they're also built so that they lock down portions of the code so that you can't break it. So you go into the site, you're not allowed access to certain areas because they want to make sure that nothing gets broken so that their template stays solid. However, if you're a good coder and you actually want to add functionality to it, now you have to figure out how to code around the template. So what should have taken us about half an hour to do actually took us about 4 hours, which again, from updating your website, that's critical to make sure that you're using, you know, a developer that understands how to write a site properly. And then step number 5 is marketability. Do you properly promote your homes and your website? And excuse me. So www.who, you've built this great website, and is it actually visible? Can people find it? If you aren't doing any marketing, you're going to get no visibility online. And I like to use the line when I speak to clients is build it and they won't come. You spend a lot of money on a website and then you're not going to promote it. It doesn't make sense to me. Oops, sorry about that. You spent all this great money on a website, it's a beautiful site, and then nobody sees it because they aren't aware that it exists. And especially here in Florida, we have roughly 1,000 people a day moving into the area. Tampa Bay, it's 7 a minute. So you may think you're a really well-known builder, and that might have been 5 years ago. With such an influx into the area, there's a lot of people who are not aware of your product. So marketing your site is really important today. And we did some research, and as of the beginning of the year, there were actually 1.94 billion websites on the internet. For them to find you in that sea of websites is nearly impossible without marketing in some form or fashion. And you want to make sure that you're meeting Google standards, and their standards are for speed for the mobile devices, security, having the HTTPS up at the top of the site, making sure that you're locked in, and also from searchability. When you build your website, in the back end, it should have a basic site diagram. It's not visible to the consumer, and maybe it is, but Google needs to crawl through your site and understand who you are and what you do. So searchability is important. And then talking about the marketing itself, you need to really have a comprehensive marketing plan for your site. You've got a combination of tools that you can utilize to market your site, including search engine optimization, SEO, pay-per-click advertising, social media, as well as retargeting. And retargeting, I don't know if you're familiar, it's another discussion altogether, but it's a form of placing banner ads on third-party websites after they visited your site to show your product repeatedly throughout their internet experience.